Hey guys, this is Eric, and welcome to the Brotatoes podcast, brought to you by the Brotatoes.
I'm the Brotatoes. That's me.
No, Brotatoes is plural, and you are singular.
But I am the Brotatoes. You're just Eric, but I'm the Brotatoes.
No, you are
Just
half the
just just
Brotatoes.
like I am Nerdy Geek Talk.
I'm the Senate.
Aw, dang it.
Ha, I got you there.
I'm the House of Representatives.
No, no, that doesn't exist in Star Wars.
I am the executive branch and the judicial branch.
I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that Supreme Chancellor Palpatine was the executive branch, so I think he was both the executive branch and the Senate.
Yeah,
Jesus
but now
Christ.
I'm the House of Representatives, the executive branch, and the judicial branch, so I can make any order that I want, and the judicial branch will never declare it unconstitutional. So I'm all powerful now.
Dang it. Well, I'm the Senate, so I'm powerful in Star Wars. And that's all that matters. But anyways, today we're here to talk about no water. And the conclusion is, oh no, the opposite of no water.
We
Actually,
went a week without drinking anything.
no, yeah, we went a week without drinking anything but water. Although both of us failed once because I'm understandable and Jesse's just a failure.
No, okay, so I'll explain mine first. I was at Chipotle and I got my burrito bowl with steak and chicken, as you should. And okay, I got freaking extra cheese, and they didn't even put on enough cheese for it to be considered a normal amount of cheese. That ticked me off. That made me so mad. It wasn't the Chipotle I normally went to, and that was the
Was
worst
it the McCandless
cheese I've.
one?
Yes,
The
yes,
McCandless one sucks, and I don't
that
know
was the
why.
worst. It was the worst cheese I've ever gotten on a Chipotle bowl. It was terrible. There
I
was like, oh,
I don't understand how the one Chipotle I've been to out of I have been to at least like 15 locations, stopping like different places and like traveling and stuff.
yeah,
And the only one that sucks happens to be one of the two near our home. It is
it's so annoying.
at least it's not the closer of the two, but it
Yeah,
is one of the two, and it's near stuff that it's like near
it's
the
near a
movie
movie
theater. So
theater.
yeah, it's like whenever you go to the movie theater or like you want to eat before or after or something like that, it's like, oh, you want Chipotle? It's like, yeah, but that's the bad one.
It literally is terrible. But so I got my burrito bowl. I was very mad, but I got a drink too, and then I went over and got because I didn't remember. I got half lemonade, half Sprite because you always have to mix at machines unless they have Diet Baja Blast. And I got half lemonade, half Sprite, and I took one sip, and then I stopped, and I was like, "Oh crap, I'm supposed to drink only water." But I already paid for the drink, so I finished that, but I didn't get any refills. I just filled it with water after that first drink, but I had to finish it because I paid for a drink, and I wasn't gonna waste that.
Oh, okay. I didn't even. I just assumed you got refills. That's good on you. I was having a long day, and I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a nice lunch at Starbucks because I made it through this long day, and
Oh, dummy.
I went to Starbucks, and I didn't realize till after I ordered. I got a sandwich. I got a ham and Swiss sandwich, which was a really good sandwich, with the exception of the fact they're like, hey, do you want us to warm that up for you? And I was like, yeah, sure. I had to think about it for a second because I was like, I kind of want it cold, but then I realized it's not just ham and Swiss. There is like this. I don't know if it's like it's some sauce or something on it. I don't know what it is. I'm like that
Hmm.
might be a little weird cold, but hot like it'll like mix in better. It should be
Yeah,
less weird. Uh, so I gave it to them. They're like, yeah, we'll warm it up. And I ordered a white chocolate hot chocolate because that's basically what I get every time I go to Starbucks because I hate coffee and white chocolate hot chocolate is a very underrated drink.
because I hate brown hot chocolate and I love white chocolate.
Nope, that is not it. In fact, I don't like regular white chocolate itself by itself at all. I like it as a flavor in things. Like white chocolate ice cream is amazing. That is the best white chocolate thing you can get.
So
White
he's a
chocolate, hot
hot
chocolate is
chocolate
pretty good.
white supremacist,
No,
but that's it. That's it.
I
That's
like
the only.
regular. I like regular hot chocolate too, though. But I got that, and then they heat up the sandwich. The sandwich, they don't. They ask if they want you to like warm it or heat it up. They don't tell you that like they're gonna hand it back to you, and it's like a flaming like mess, cause like the cheese is melting everywhere in the little bag. I kept most of it in the sandwich because the way I was holding it, but like it was burning my hand through the little bag they gave it to me in. They, why does your sandwich need to be that hot? I don't know if they just put it in extra long from what they normally do, but like, oh my goodness, I can't believe my sandwich wasn't like black because of
Hmm.
how hot it was. It was
See,
crazy.
I didn't blame them for this, but I got a steak hoagie at Sheets, like a hot steak hoagie, and it asked if you want it hot, and so I said yes, but I got it, and to demonstrate how hot it was, like I got it. Me and Dad walked back out to the car, and he was getting gas, and I was like, "Holy crap, this is so freaking hot! I can't eat it." So I kept it in the wrapping, and I just set it outside, and it was snowing. I set it on like the top of it wasn't a trash can. It was some bin outside or something. I set it on, and there was snow on the bin or whatever that I was putting it on. I put it on, went back in the car for a solid 2 minutes at least. Went back out, grabbed it. The snow beneath it was gone. It wasn't even wet on the underside because of the snow must have evaporated, and it was still burning hot, like still not able to be eaten.
That's crazy. But yeah, and then I drank my drink because I didn't have anyone to give it away to. Had there been, I thought about it, I was like, if I had been there like with a friend, I would have been like, do you want this? Because I
Yeah,
realized
because
it
you didn't
after
pay
I,
for it.
well, yeah, because I use the app. But yeah, so I was like, I'm not gonna just waste it. Like I can't just throw it out. Like that'd be terrible. So yeah, I drank it. But and I'm not gonna lie, I made German pancakes this morning, and I was really not happy that I couldn't
Dude, do
drink
you
milk
know
with
how
it.
many freaking like peanut butter stuff, like peanut butter sandwiches, peanut butter jelly sandwiches I had this week? That's the worst thing to eat without milk. And I did it all freaking week. I had so many, and every time I was dying.
You
Also, I
should
had a
just
German pancake this morning too,
you should
and
just
I
be
couldn't.
allergic to peanuts, stupid.
But yes, it really sucked. Also, I hated not being able to eat cereal with milk. That's not even something that I normally have, but it just like sounded good several times this week, and I was like,
It
crap.
sounded good because you couldn't have it. There was actually several times that I really wanted a V8. I was like, oh man, that sounds really good right now because I just had like something sweet. Then I was like,
I
mm.
incorporate, yeah, I incorporate flavored drinks into my meals all the time. So it sucked because like whenever I'm having a snack or something, I like part of the snack is like, oh, what am I gonna have to drink with it? But I could never do that. Like I think about it and be like, oh, nope, you can't do that. It's just food, which sounds dumb, but like it was terrible.
Speaking of sounding dumb, some people like hate the taste of water, and I get that kind of sounds dumb probably to some people, but other people get it. I don't. I'm glad that I don't hate the taste of water. Like I'm fine with drinking water. Some people are like, why would you ever just drink like just water? And my answer to you is because that's good for you.
But yeah, people who
You
can't
should
drink
drink.
just water,
Yeah,
people
like
who
just
can't
do
drink
it.
just water, they like, and if they say they don't like the taste of water, it's just because they've had too many other drinks and they just haven't drank water at all. Like, if you literally never drink water and then you try and drink water again, like, you're probably not gonna like it. But that means you're really unhealthy.
Yeah, that's not a great idea. But
Like, you might not be fat, but it's just like, that's not good. Like, that's not
yeah,
a good diet if you're not drinking any water on
there's
its
a
own.
very high chance you are not being properly hydrated if that is the case.
Mm.
Uh,
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about how it was without caffeine for a
Caffeine,
week.
yeah, that's what I was gonna
I
say.
had headaches for the first half of the week, and I was tired the whole week, like sleeping through the week. It was terrible and awful, and there was no point where I was like, oh, well, at least I feel hydrated. No, I just had to pee more, and it was so freaking annoying. And I brought a water bottle to school, and the school's freaking water that comes out of the water fountain literally is like pool water. Like you smell it and it smells like pool water. There's so much freaking chlorine. It tastes terrible. There's so much chlorine in the water. I told several people about it and they smelled it and they were like, "Oh my God, what the heck?" Like it literally smelled like pool water. It was terrible
So basically,
and it never got better.
you're weird. No, I believe you. But that yeah, that sounds like it sucks.
No, because other than that, like I was okay drinking water. I mean, like I wanted other things, but like drinking water was never an issue. Like I was never thirsty, and I was like, oh well, I would drink something, but I don't want to drink water. I, I like drinking water, and I always made sure I had cold water, and it was fine the whole week. It was just that at school, if I had to refill my water bottle, it was with freaking chlorine water.
Rough.
It was terrible.
I just remembered that I was gonna show you my new ring, and I'm not sure where it is. It's not within reach of here that I
The
got. It's
Infinity
awesome.
Stone ring,
Yeah, Oh yeah,
I
you probably
saw it.
saw it. Yeah, it's awesome. It's literally the
Yeah, that's so
greatest.
cool.
I love it, and it was like only a couple dollars. I was very happy with that
You
purchase.
should get me one.
I could actually get you one very easily. They're not very expensive.
You should.
All right,
I paid for this podcast. You should get me the ring.
fair deal.
I'm gonna keep doing that for a long time. I'm gonna be like, well, I paid for the podcast on the podcast. I'm gonna do that, and then so you have to do this.
And then I'll never do any of it off the podcast. It's all an
No,
illusion.
no, someone who's like an insane fan once we're really popular and super famous. Someone who's a really big fan of us will keep a tally of how much I paid for the podcast versus how much I'm asking you to do, and then they'll let us know whenever the total of what I'm asking you to do passes the total of what I paid for the podcast.
And then I'm gonna sue you.
No, then you'll just stop.
Oh, okay. That sounds fair. But yeah,
Did
so
you listen to the newest Gus and Eddie podcast?
I don't think so. I think I was gonna tonight.
It's
What's it
really
about?
good.
What's it about? I might have. It depends what day
Um,
they post their
I don't
podcast.
remember. They talked a lot about Postmates in it. I don't remember like
No,
what
I
the
didn't.
title
I
was.
didn't listen to the most recent. It's called "Dude, Go Get the Pepper Spray." No, I
Yeah.
didn't listen to that.
Oh, it's so funny. I love them. That's the best podcast ever.
No,
They're so
Handsome
great.
Rambler is. They're a close second though. Handsome Rambler
It's one
is
of the
the
few
king of whatever.
podcasts that I like actually always watch the video of. And honestly, like there's not really much reason to most of the time. I just love both of them, so I enjoy seeing them. But like it's rare that they have any pictures or anything to show things, and when they do, it's only like one picture, and it's not even like super necessary. Like
Hmm.
so, but I always want to watch it. So that's good. All right. So how was Water Week for you?
It was pretty good. I just wanted to drink other things sometimes, like V8 or milk, mainly milk. Oh, I really wanted to drink milk with my German pancake this morning, but you know what I did try with my German pancake this morning?
What
Lime juice on it instead of lemon juice.
was it good?
It was different. I don't think it was bad, but it was a little
Yeah,
weird. I think I would need to have it like
like Hobo Johnson.
another time or two before I make a definitive opinion. I think I would like it, but I think it was like one of those things where it's like it's so there's like a very specific way I've had German pancakes, and that is like, a weird twist on it.
Mhm.
So I need to have like a couple times to adjust to it before I can form a definitive opinion.
It's the Hobo Johnson of German pancakes.
What's Hobo Johnson?
He's the guy I saw in concert. He's really weird. He like says poetry over music, but it's good. Uh, I don't know anyone who's heard him and the first time been like, yes, I like him. But you like listen to him a couple times and you're like, oh, he's good. He's
Hmm.
he's good. He has a Tiny Desk concert. That's what I really like. His other music I just think is fine. Like the stuff he like his studio stuff
Hmm.
is just fine. But his Tiny Desk concert was amazing. But
That's
anyway,
interesting. Um, I have a question for you, Jesse.
I have an answer for you, Eric.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
I made a decision on this before, and I don't remember what it was.
Wow, you're
I
clearly
don't
it's a
know what
very
my opinion.
definitive decision.
I I don't think it's a sandwich. No,
See, I don't either, but then
but
I
I
kind of
think
realized that, like, because my definition of a sandwich, I'm like, no, because there's bread on top and bottom. But then, like, what
a
about hoagie
hoagie
or
and
Steez shakes? Steez
see,
shakes.
I mean, I mean, obviously there's like exceptions. Like if you're making like a homemade breakfast sandwich and you put sausage links in a sandwich, then fine. But like if you have like a sausage, because obviously a hot dog is technically a sausage, and it's not cut up
Hmm.
and like it's just in it, then I
Like,
don't think that can really be a sandwich.
yeah.
Like I'm not avid against people who say it's a sandwich. I understand why, but also like the way you eat it isn't the same as any other sandwich. Like even hoagies, or like if you literally make a sandwich in a hot dog bun,
Yeah,
you don't eat it the
you
same
don't
way.
eat it the same way that you eat it like a cheese stick or
Yeah,
a hoagie because you hold it completely different. It's all about because
if
the meat
anything,
itself it's a cylinder,
yeah,
which
and you don't put yeah.
technically, because I know someone's gonna point it out, a hamburger is also a cylinder, but that's an appropriate cylinder
No,
for
yeah,
a
yeah. Because
sandwich. That's
any
different.
slice of
Yeah,
meat is a
yeah.
cylinder,
Any
but like
round slice
it's a
of meat. Yeah,
sausage. The hot dog is a sausage, and
yeah.
I don't think like a Polish sausage like in a bun is a sandwich either. I understand why you could say it is, and a cheeseburger is most definitely a sandwich.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't. I people who deny that I feel like are sketchy. That's a sketchy thing. That's like I get the hot dog and I agree with that, but if you don't think a cheeseburger is a sandwich, that's I don't know. I guess that's how hot dog sandwich people view us, but like
and see, I feel like even people who do believe that hot dogs are sandwiches, they have to understand more the people who don't think hot dogs, because there's obvious differences that you can't ignore.
yeah.
The only difference between a hamburger and a sandwich is that like the bun is slightly different, but like literally everything about it is the same.
But like you
So
can even have that bun with other
oh
meat,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
that kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
stuff.
That's
So
not even
yeah.
like a unique
Yeah.
bun. That's it.
The
So there's
hot dog
nothing
it's unique
different.
to only the hot dog or
See, at
sausage,
the
but
very most, I could maybe say that the hot dog is an open-faced sandwich, because like you never have bread all the way around it or anything
yeah.
like that. So I mean, technically it's structured, but like no, I mean I don't think a
I
sausage is a
wonder
sandwich unless it's
I
cut up and
wonder
put on it.
if like if there's anyone out there that thinks a corn dog is a sandwich.
Honestly, I think a corn dog in some ways is closer to being a sandwich than a hot dog. It's not, but like
Yeah, it's not. I can
because it's
see how you'd
completely
make that
surrounded
argument.
by bread stuff.
Like there's an argument to be made, but that doesn't mean it's right. You
Yes.
know what I mean? So like I could totally see the argument, but no, it's still it's definitely not closer, but it's an interesting concept. Okay, now describe your ideal. What's your perfect sandwich?
I
Just
don't
like
know. I
of all
like so
time.
many different types of sandwiches. Do you know yours?
Yeah, I'll make mine. I don't know it
Okay.
definitively, but I can think of it now. So like I if I had to go, like, if it could be anything, then I might just say, like, basically the garbage burger from Max and Irma's, which for those of you who aren't
Yeah.
familiar, it's like, it's a burger and it has almost, it's not quite all, but almost all of their toppings. I'm going to miss some because I literally have not ever listed all of them at once without reading it, but like, there is every single type of cheese. There's a slice of it that they have at the restaurant. There's a slice of it on there. There's onions, mushrooms, lettuce, tomato, all the standard stuff, pickles. I already said mushrooms, bacon, guacamole, marinara sauce. There's definitely at least a couple other things too. It's a lot. And it's very messy. It is. There's no clean way to eat that, and it's really annoying because every time I eat it, I'm very prepared for the fact that like I'm going to be messy, but whenever you're eating something messy, don't clean yourself up after every bite. But everyone's going to tell you that whenever you go and eat it, whether it be your girlfriend or your family, is going to be like, you need to wipe yourself up. I'm like, no, because I'm about to take another bite and it's going to do the same exact
I don't
thing.
do that. Just to be clear, when he says family, he's not referring to
No,
me.
yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna get all over me again, literally in 2 seconds. Wiping it
Ooh,
off is pointless.
I'm gonna say my sandwich, and then I'm gonna say something kind of related to what you were saying.
Wait, but really
Um.
quick, if I was going with a
Oh,
standard
sorry. Yeah.
sandwich, I would
Yes.
do. I'm gonna make it a bit weird because it's like a breakfast sandwich, but I'm gonna do
Wait.
what?
My perfect sandwich is a cheese and jelly sandwich on a pretzel bun.
Oh, I
I'm
was
just kidding.
okay.
A cheese and jelly sandwich is literally one of the best sandwiches,
Yeah,
though.
specifically American cheese and grape jelly is the way to
Yes.
go. I mean, you
Yes.
could mix it up, but like
I
if
wouldn't
you think
change
that
the
sounds
cheese.
gross,
It does.
I
It sounds
totally
good.
understand and I agree. It sounds gross, but
Trust me, you
try
need to
it
try.
like two or three times. Because the first
It's
time it's
so
what like
good.
I was. It's so weird. Like I was saying with the lime on the German pancake, like that it could be good to you and you just don't know it yet because it's so weird. So I would recommend trying at least two or three times. But you might even like the first time. It's actually a really good
Want to
combo.
know something else weird that someone did, and I mean, I didn't try it. It was at a Chick-fil-A because I was hanging out with like a friend who was on break at Chick-fil-A, but then this other kid who must have been 14, he looked like he was like 12 or younger, but who worked there came out and he had a cup filled with sprinkles and he had a cup filled with ice, and he insisted that you put a piece of ice in your mouth and then you just put a bunch of sprinkles in your mouth and you just eat it, and he said it's delicious.
I don't know why you need the ice. I've just eaten
I know it's
sprinkles.
so weird. I didn't try it. I mean, it's not the weirdest thing ever. It's just like water and sugar, but like
Yeah,
weird.
I don't understand why you need the ice. Like I
I
get why
want to
people
know
don't
how
like
he developed
sprinkles.
that habit though.
Like
Like I want
I'm guessing he's the type of person who just eats sprinkles anyways, and maybe he was like just chewing on ice because
yeah,
you know sometimes
probably.
people do that, and then he's like, oh, I want some sprinkles, and then he's like, whoa, that's
It was
different,
so
but
weird though.
that's interesting. I want
Someone
to.
the coworker next to him was just like, "No." And then he like made her try it, and then she tried it and she was like, "That's disgusting. I hate this. This is terrible."
That's interesting, but I'll try
But
that
yeah.
one. Um,
Okay.
but oh, my sandwich. I would do a breakfast sandwich. It'd be pretzel bun with scrambled egg, and then uh, two slices of American cheese, two slices of cheddar cheese, and one slice of provolone. I really
Okay,
like
my
cheese, so that's more cheese than the average person would have. And also make sure you add in butter because butter is important. And if you really, really need meat in your sandwich, you can add bacon, but mine would be without bacon because I'm a simple man.
My perfect sandwich would also be a breakfast sandwich. It would be with a pretzel bun. It would be two sausage patties because I it's pretty much what I get at Sheetz whenever I have a free breakfast sandwich.
Hmm.
It's literally like the best. Although it would be like McDonald's sausage and breakfast stuff because their stuff is better. But it would be double sausage, double. You know, I think I might have one scrambled egg and then like one over easy egg.
Hmm.
Um,
Also,
and then
I want to add a hash brown to my sandwich just because I realized I think that'd
yep.
actually be pretty good.
Yes. Mine would also have hash brown. It would have American cheese. Probably just one slice because I don't need a lot of cheese on my sandwich.
Only
And it would have
one? That's the one. Why do you even have it if you only have
because
one
you can still
slice?
taste it.
No, you
You just
can't.
have to search for it. You have to work for it.
You can't with only
And
one slice of
then
cheese.
then I would have bacon too. The thing I was gonna say because you're talking about messy eating. This is just kind of random, but when I eat wings, any type of like wings with any sauce on it, like even garlic wings, like at home, obviously.
Hmm.
I use I roll up my sleeves, or sometimes I just take my shirt off and I put latex, like blue latex gloves on to eat them because I hate getting messy while I'm eating.
That's
I can't stand
weird.
it.
You're
I can't
weird.
I can't stand getting messy while I eat. It's the worst thing ever. It's so
Also, I
annoying.
would just like to give a shout out to ham and Swiss, specifically on pretzel bun, but ham and Swiss in general is just a very good combo. And also chicken parm sub. Chicken parm subs are amazing. If you haven't had one, they're so
I never
good.
loved them. I tried and they're not bad, but they're just not my
They're
thing.
so amazing. They're perfect. They could be my favorite sandwich in all
I
honesty.
just started liking steak hoagies. I still
Like
never
cheesesteak?
want no. I mean I don't dislike cheesesteaks if that's like what's for dinner, I'll eat one. I don't want it, but I'll eat it, but I don't like that's not what I like steak hoagies like from Sheets. They're pretty good.
What's different about them?
Um I normally have provolone cheese on it, and I have lettuce too. I get it on pretzel bun a lot of the times too, and it's just like different. Like I mean, obviously it's still like steak that could be on a cheesesteak, but it's like different than what I normally picture a cheesesteak having. Like I don't know how to describe it, but it's different steak. I don't know. It's good though.
Okay.
Blah, blah, I was gonna say something and now I don't
If you
remember.
remember it, you can bring it up. unless you don't want to, and then you don't have to.
Oh,
But
oh, oh. We're talking about a lot of food things, so now I remember what I was going to talk about. And it was the thing I just told you I was going to talk about earlier, but I was keeping it a secret because it's a
wait,
secret.
does it have to? Okay, yeah, just go ahead with it. I just have one more food related question after this.
Um, is the question quick?
No.
Okay, I can just talk about this real quick. So, M&M's is doing this campaign where they're rolling out three new. Oh, I feel really stupid. I told you earlier you could try this. You cannot try this because I forgot what they are. M&M's rolling out
Wow.
three new flavors, but they're all peanut flavors. So they're all peanut M&Ms with different flavors. I forgot that part. So no, you cannot try them. I was just thinking, I was like, oh, it's just three new M&M flavors. Um, they're weird. One is Thai coconut, like Thai. I don't know why it's Thai coconut. I don't know if that means anything, but it's just like coconut flavored chocolate around the peanut.
Why
Um,
can't they just make that an M&M flavor without the peanut inside? Ah.
they should. That one was good. They have three different flavors and they want you to vote on them. I did vote. Then there's English toffee peanut, and that one was really good too. I that was my favorite. And then there was freaking jalapeno, jalapeno peanut. The chocolate tastes like jalapeno,
Do
and it
you
was
approve of
the
it?
worst M&M I've ever had.
Really?
Ever.
I
I
feel like I'd
tried
be
all three.
interested in it.
No,
Although
see,
the trick is spicy chocolate is one not uncommon actually worldwide,
oh yeah, I
especially
know.
throughout history. But two, you go cayenne. Brewster's had
No,
that
no,
flavor.
yeah,
People
yeah.
didn't like it.
See,
Like there's certain you don't just add spicy food to chocolate. There are
yep,
specific
cause
spices that
I
go
yeah.
with chocolate.
So I know I've never liked spicy chocolate anyway. Like I've tried different like Mexican chocolates and stuff that are spicy. I never love it, but I never like hated it. But when you bite into it, you don't get spice at first. They are spicy, but it hits later. The first thing you get is literally just pure jalapeno flavor. Like it's not even like chocolate flavor. It's like just jalapeno flavor. It's so strong and it's so bad because you don't want that with chocolate and peanut. It's just terrible. And then it's
You know
spicy
what's
later, but that
worse than
doesn't matter.
jalapeno chocolate?
What?
Jalapeno whipped cream. That was the most repulsing. At least you know the
Because that was
jalapeno chocolate.
unexpected
Yeah, that was
too.
unexpected. But it, we have no idea how this happened. But we were at a hockey game. It was in Erie. It was a what's the
I
name?
can't remember.
All I know
Wait,
is the mascot's name is Shooter, which is a
yeah.
very poor name because the mascot came into our room
There's
and surprised us,
Shooter.
and everyone's like, "Shooter, Shooter's here," and we had no idea that was the name of the mascot. So legit for like 2 seconds, I'm panicked and like looking around to see what is going on, and it's just like this. Are they the river otters? The sea? There's something otters,
Yeah,
aren't
that
they?
sounds right.
But yeah, but anyways, it was there. We got a brownie sundae right before like the snack station was closing, and they like we got it. It seemed normal and everything. We got it. We're bringing it back to the place that we're at, and we try it.
I
And
tried it first because we were walking down and I didn't know. I think I took a full bite and I ate it and I did not notice it at first. And I'll explain why.
and
So
then
the
I tried it and I said
yeah,
it, and that's when
the
you noticed.
because it was well, I was about to say something. I'll explain what happened. So we got like the hot fudge brownie sundae. We were walking out. It was really big and they also had real ice cream. It wasn't soft serve, so that was really cool.
Yeah.
I took a freaking bite of the whipped cream, and I thought it was good because it was like good whipped cream too. It was basically Cool Whip, and that's like my favorite type of whipped cream because Cool Whip is freaking delicious. So I took a bite, and I thought I smelled something weird. I thought I smelled like jalapeno somewhere, and I was looking around like, who has nachos? Because I thought it was a really strong smell because like smell and taste are really linked. I thought I was just smelling it. And so I was eating, I took a bite and I was like, this is a really good whipped cream. I was smelling around. And then you took a bite and you were like, something's weird. And I was like you said it. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. It is the whipped cream.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize that it was whipped cream at first. I thought I was smelling something weird. But it was disgusting. And freaking we didn't get a refund and we didn't get a new one because
No,
we
we
literally
went
walked
back and they
back and
literally
they
closed.
closed.
Cause we took it and we had I think Dad was the only one that tried it because we're like this is disgusting and like I think Dad tried it to like
Yeah.
make sure we weren't delusional, and he tried it, and he's like, no, because they thought that was crazy too, which
Yeah.
admittedly, it is crazy. And so he tried it. I'm pretty sure he tried it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's
He did
disgusting."
try
And
it.
then everyone's like, "Yeah, just go take it back." So we went to go take it back, and they were literally closed. And we're like, we have the theory that they realized they accidentally like mixed jalapeno in, and then like in
Yeah.
that little bit of whipped cream, they're like, "Oh shoot, let's close before they come back."
To be clear, it was the time that they would have closed anyway, but it seemed that it happened all of a sudden. Just saying. I mean, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. Are you there?
Yeah,
You're just
but yeah,
silent for several seconds.
but yeah, it
Just
was.
get off your phone.
You get off your phone.
I'm not on my phone.
I'm not on my phone either. It'd be
You
weird for me
were.
to sit on my phone. Anyways,
You're
uh,
terrible.
my question is,
With being
if
on your
so, you know
phone.
how like famous people will sometimes have food items named after them, like a certain
Oh
like a
yeah,
restaurant, like we'll have a sandwich or like a burger named after someone.
yeah.
If you could have a food named after you, what would it be?
I probably want to be a dessert because I feel like that's cooler. But I don't know. That's a that's a tough one. Well, I'm gonna tell a story.
Wait, can I just do mine really quick first?
Yeah,
I
you
know
know
mine.
the story though.
Okay, so mine would be if I have like two ideas. So if I'm going with a dessert, it'd be a milkshake, and I'm guessing it'd be some form of chocolate malt mixed with birthday cake ice cream, which is specifically like the frosting bits in it that we have at Brewster's.
It's gross. I don't like
It's
malt.
it's great. Why don't you like malt? It's so good. But
It's not good.
I honestly don't understand why chocolate birthday cake isn't a flavor at our store. It would make so much money. It's a
Yeah, because
no-brainer.
chocolate cake batter is so
Exactly.
good.
We
Just
have
put
chocolate
freaking
cake batter,
frosting
and
in
it's
it.
like put either regular frosting or put chocolate frosting in. It really doesn't
Honestly, I
matter
think
which.
chocolate frosting would be better, but both would be good.
Yeah, honestly, I would gladly take both. Like, not even like one or the other. I'm fine with either. Like, no, I would take both at the same time. But yeah. So I would do probably something like that would be my milkshake, and it'd have to be very large. Because there's no other way to experience it. But also, my other thing would be a grilled cheese sandwich, and it would be like loaded with everything that there could be, like every type of cheese and stuff, and then
Hmm.
probably like maybe garlic butter on the outside or something like that. I don't know. Basically, just the cheesiest grilled cheese you could have. That's like utterly ridiculous. Like most people wouldn't want it.
Yeah. I want a restaurant to sell a cheese and jelly sandwich and name it after me.
Oh, you know what? I take it back. I want that to be my thing. I'm
Yeah,
not even
you
kidding.
you were the one who did it too, so it
I
wasn't. I was gonna say that like you came up with it or whatever, and then like I tried it because of you, and then
I
I
would
was like,
just like to
damn,
point
this
this
is good.
out that I've never come across a person yet who has had one and said it's bad. I don't get me wrong, I'm not saying everyone's gonna like it, but
So
no one
no one has
tries
ever
it,
said it's
and
bad. People
the few
people either
people.
like it or they're like, eh.
Hmm.
Um, we know several people who like them, and by
Yeah,
several we mean like a couple, but we
Doug.
know,
We know
we
Doug.
know, yeah,
Doug's the only one I can think of that comes to mind. I know there's at least one other person that I've met that definitely
I know.
liked it, but Doug's
I
the
don't
one that comes to mind.
I don't remember who it is, but okay. So the story I was gonna tell, um, it wasn't it wasn't a food item that was named after me and Eric, but it was created because of me and Eric. So
Oh,
our
yeah, I
yeah,
didn't even think of that. We literally have.
so our grandparents live in central PA, like a really rural area. I can't say that word, rural. I hate that word. It's not a word that's meant to be said. Um, rural. You sound stupid saying it no matter what. Anyway, it's like super spaced out though. There's not a whole lot there. But there's this really small ice cream shop locally owned called Ye Old Dog House, and it's so good. They're so good. Um, I mean, they're just like an ice cream shop, but they're so nice and everyone's cool there. But they have several different types of sundaes and stuff. But they had this really cool thing called the brownie boat, and it was like it came in a boat shaped dish, right?
Yes, it did.
And it was
The
basically
brownie boat.
and it was like a giant brownie sundae. It was
Yeah, and
really
that's why
big
it was.
though.
That's literally why it's called the boat because it was very big and it was literally in a clear plastic boat, not bloat. It's in a boat.
Um, so when me and Eric were like really little, we would go there and we would always want that, and we would get it, and we would always split it. And sometimes I think even when we were splitting it, I don't know if we always finished it because we were little when we did
I
it.
was gonna say we were very little. It's like it is big, but it's not that big.
It's not like
Like there's
gigantic,
no
but
way I
we
struggle
would.
with it now, but I would not say that like oh it isn't actually big. It is big. It's just not as massive as
Yeah, it's not just
little
yeah,
kids see it
but
as.
yeah, it's a pretty big sundae. Like it's definitely bigger than our brownie sundae at Brewster's. Um, but we would always get it and split it. And so eventually the owner there, because he's super nice and he comes out and talks to people and stuff,
I don't
they
think he's
made,
the owner anymore though.
no, he's not. But he made a brownie sundae just for us. So it wasn't the brownie boat. It was smaller. It was a brownie sundae. And so he made that because of me and Eric. And that was nice. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and that's why it's on the menu, and it still is to this day. But yeah, for some
Yeah.
reason, which I find, I mean, I guess it makes sense because it wasn't that much bigger than the sundaes. Like it was, it had a lot more
Yeah,
topping,
and
but in terms of
think
ice
also
cream, it didn't have a whole lot more.
I think it's also because like all their other Sundays were either like were just based around toppings. Like I
Yeah,
don't like none of them were really like had anything big like a brownie in it.
yeah.
But yeah, that's very cool. I know you like started it and I just followed, but I think it would just be great to have somewhere sell a cheese and jelly sandwich and name it after me or you, just because that's the coolest thing ever. Just as any place that sells. Oh, you know what?
You know, it would actually be easy to just call it the JC, like the Jesse Crownover jelly cheese sandwich, the JCJC.
Yeah. Oh, that's so
As much as
good.
I would love it to be,
My name
I
works
like your
better for
name.
the
Just yeah, your
brand.
name just works
Better
better
for
for
the
the
brand.
sandwich. So gotta keep
So
the
that would
brand
be
alive.
that would be amazing. I would want like a specialty coffee drink named after me. I'm trying to think what it would be. I think honestly, like this isn't necessarily my favorite drink to get, but it's so like special. I mean, it's not that special, but like it's just like something that isn't like typical. So I say it would be cool if they named it after me. It's what I think I normally get it at Sheets. It's a it's a toasted marshmallow like frozen or frozen frappuccino, and then also it has peanut butter flavoring mixed in it, which isn't like a weird concept like peanut butter and uh, marshmallow, but like not there's not even like a lot of places have like marshmallow coffee anyway, but like a peanut butter and marshmallow like frappuccino. That would be mine because that's cool. But also the JCJC would be the coolest.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But yeah, was there something? Didn't you say that? Was there a specific topic, or was that the M&M thing you wanted to talk about during the show?
That was the M&M
It was the
thing.
M&M thing. Okay. You know what I did today that I haven't done in a long time that I really liked?
Did you die?
No, I watched my favorite Transformers movie.
I really thought you were gonna die.
No, I didn't die, but I'm gonna die.
Is that is it the 1984 or the first Transformers movie?
1986, because I'm a nerd.
Or
1984 is when Transformers started. The Transformers the movie didn't come out till '86. Oh my
yeah.
God, no! The '86 movie. I hope Transformers. I know Transformers fans listen to this, but the '86 movie is probably my least favorite movie out of all the
Huh.
movies.
I think you've mentioned something about that before.
It's okay. It's definitely the least good out of all of them, and I'm not even saying like the other movies are good. Even though I'd make the argument Dark Moon actually is a good movie. It's the
Which one
only
is that?
That's the third one.
Okay,
Uh,
that's what I thought. The first one is a legitimately
yeah,
good movie.
the first one is too. I think the third one's actually a slightly better movie. Some
What?
people argue that.
But I don't even like people who don't think the third one. I feel like the first one
Oh
is
no, no,
like
I
most
agree.
widely recognized as like okay, that one was
Yeah,
good.
but number four, Age of Extinction, is my favorite of all time, easily. Like there isn't a close
Why?
second.
It's not
Uh,
that good.
it's actually a lot better than I remembered it being. It's long. that's people's main complaint with it, but like it's actually a pretty decent movie. And I
No,
realized today why my it's actually my favorite. Well, no, okay. It's my favorite because it came out in 2014 and it was probably my peak of getting into Transformers. Like that was
you've
like
already peaked.
well, no, well, not the peak of
You're
like me
going
collecting or
nowhere,
anything.
kid.
It was the peak of like me getting into Transformers. I'm
I
not
I
getting
know what
into
you
yeah
mean.
yeah like I'm not getting into Transformers anymore. I'm completely in. Uh but I think it's mainly to do with the timing and such. But I realized today it's the only movie where Optimus has a more important and like integral character arc than Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Uh, Bumblebee almost doesn't matter in that movie, and
Yep.
I love Bumblebee, especially after the Bumblebee movie, which is
I
great.
love it when Jazz dies and gets ripped in
You're
half.
terrible. Shut up. Uh, but like Optimus is actually like Peter Cullen gets to give the most emotional performance out of all of them, and it's the honestly that's probably his most controversial performance as Optimus Prime because he says "I'll kill you" and he kills a human at one point, but it very much fits the story. And in all honesty, it's not out of context. I mean, it's out of character at all. You gotta watch the movie. It literally it makes sense. There's no way it. If you think it's out of character, you're unrealistic.
If you think it's out of character, then you're out of character. Okay, so why don't you
Yeah.
get back into character and recognize that it's in
But I
character?
also watched Scott Pilgrim versus the World just the other day, and I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch Baby Driver tomorrow. I'm just like, these are
Scott
some
Pilgrim's
really
still on
awesome.
Netflix,
Yep,
right?
that's where I watched it. Yes, it
If you haven't
is.
seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World, watch it. It's a great movie, and it was supposed to be way bigger than it was. Like a lot of people haven't heard of it, and even if people have heard of it, a lot of people haven't watched it. It was supposed to be like a big movie, but it kind of flopped. I think for no reason. I'm not really sure. I was really little when it came out. I didn't watch it till many years after it came out. But it's a great movie, and I love Michael Cera, and also like a bunch of the other actors in it.
It also maybe I'm gonna rewatch the Hot Ones. I need to watch the newest episode of the Hot Ones, or I'm gonna rewatch the Michael Cera
Yeah.
Hot Ones just because I love him. He's honestly awesome. He's also extremely typecasted, which is kind of sad. But
And he also just like stopped being in things because he didn't want to get like really famous. At least
yeah,
that's one of the reasons, which is sad because I mean, I understand obviously, but I would just love to see him be in a lot of stuff because I love him. But whatever, I don't care about his mental health or his well-being. I just want to see him be funny and stuff. That's more important for the world, obviously.
you know what's sad is that some people like wouldn't sense the sarcasm and would actually just agree with that.
I know.
It's so sad. And like,
Want to know something cool I did?
what'd you do that was cool?
This morning I played French horn. It was a marching French horn, so it was the cool French horn, not the lame French horn. Uh, for someone to do a promposal to somebody. Like I
Whoa,
played with them. It was cool. We played Blue
whoa. What
by
did you?
John Bellion.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say by Ice Full 65.
No.
I'm blue, da ba dee da ba die, da ba dee da ba die. But yeah, like
No, it's if I was green, I would die. If I was green, I would die. If
green
I was green, I would
apple
die.
pie. There's another one that's like something apple
Apple's
pie.
green, apple pie.
It's not that. It's something else. I forget what it is. There's several. I forget now. But yeah. So like, what are your favorite movie? Like, not what do you think are the best movies, but like just what are your favorite movie? What movies make you very happy?
um, Definitely Scott Pilgrim. Well, my favorite movie of all time is not on this list. Because
Wait,
Logan
what?
does not make me happy.
Oh yeah, Logan. Logan's a top one, but God, it's so sad.
Yeah, it's too sad to ever be like, oh yeah, like I can watch it and feel satisfied because I feel more satisfied than
Yeah,
like sad. But like,
it's really
I still cry like every
sad.
time I watch it.
It's really
I freaking love Hugh
sad.
Jackman. That's the sad. He looks so old and sad in the movie. Oh my, it's the. I think it's the greatest movie of all time. Um, Baby Driver. I know that's your favorite movie, and that would be on your list too.
Although, in
That's
all
another.
honesty, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, I need to rewatch Baby Driver. It is it's climbing. Like it's always been a close, but like it's climbing. It's less of
Wait,
a
Scott Pilgrim is?
yeah. It's climbing
Yeah,
to get
it's
closer to
so
Baby Driver.
good.
Like I yeah I have always liked Baby Driver better, but I've always loved Scott Pilgrim as well. But I've never considered like maybe it's a tie. I'm starting to consider maybe it's a tie. But yeah.
Uh, uh, um, well, this is something you said you wanted to talk about after I mentioned it after the podcast last week. Um, Movies that make me happy. Uh, I do this thing where late at night, and sometimes I like don't sleep. At least during the summer, like I literally like pull all nighters, watching mostly teen romance movies on
Oh
Netflix.
my god, I totally forgot. That's so funny. I
It's
never
so
ever
good
would have
though.
guessed
Like
that
they're
you're
good
super
ones.
into teen romance
I
movies. That's so funny.
see the I this sounds dumb and like stupid, but like I don't like cheesy romance movies. Like overproduced ones that aren't good. I mean like no, I'm not saying all the movies I watch are good. There are plenty that are bad, but they're still like something.
Hmm.
Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you. I was just letting
Are
you
we
talk.
okay? I was just making sure because it said poor connection, but I figured we were still okay because we've been okay, and it said that for a little bit.
Okay.
Um, but I love let me find it real quick. Because I think one of the reasons it started was I looked at after I guess it wasn't. I think I was looking for Scott Pilgrim versus the World on Netflix, and it was when they didn't have it because they just got it like this year or really recently. Um, but he was in a movie. Oh, where is it? Oh my gosh, it was a romance movie with the girl from Two Broke Girls. Um,
Kat Dennings, is that her name?
yeah. Are you kidding me? Why isn't it coming up on his? Okay, I'm just gonna Google his name and her name. Um, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. That's what it's called. That's a really good movie too. It's kind of like it's not great, but it's a really fun movie. That's what I should
Would
say
you
because
say
we're
that
talking.
would you say that teen romance movies are your favorite genre of movie?
No, they're not my favorite genre. They might
Okay.
be the most fun though. They're
Really?
so fun to watch.
Hmm. Do they make you
So
like because like there can be a difference between like fun and a movie making you just feel very happy. Do they make you feel very happy or just like kind of happy and they're very fun? You know
I
what I mean?
think just kind of happy and they're very fun because sometimes they almost make me a little sad, but like they're still fun.
Uh-huh.
Um, there's another one called Adventureland. That one's more people knew than I thought did. It was actually it has Jesse Eisenberg in it. I love Jesse Eisenberg, but that was filmed in Kennywood, which is right where we live, and that's really cool.
I need to watch
Um,
that one. I do want to watch it
it's so
after you
good.
mentioned that it was filmed in Kennywood.
Uh, my favorite, or at least one of my favorite ones, probably my favorite one that I've watched on Netflix. It's not a teen romance movie because they're not all teen romance movies. It's called Sleeping with Other People. I forget the guy actor who's the main guy in it. It's such a good movie though. Like that one's like legitimately a good movie. It's funny and it's just like it has a really good storyline and it's rated R for good reason. There's so many sex scenes in it. It makes sense with the like movie. Like it's not like they were just doing it to do it. It's so funny though, and it's so good. The I didn't even know I never like recognized him by his name, but Jason Sudeikis, I think is his name.
That
How you
name
say it?
sounds familiar.
He was in Where the Millers, which I didn't watch. Um, he's in the Horrible Bosses movies.
Oh, I think I
I
know.
guess
I
he's
think
been
I know
on
who it is.
Saturday. He's been on SNL. Um,
Wait, like hosting or
I don't know because it just lists that in his movies and TV shows.
I'm guessing he just like made a guest appearance. I don't think he was a regular on us. There's yeah, he definitely wasn't part of the regular
Yeah,
cast on SNL. At least not recently.
and I don't know.
Speaking
Maybe
of
he
which,
did.
John Mulaney hosted SNL this
Yeah,
past week. I'm so excited to watch that. Do you watch? Do you have you listened to John Mulaney at all, or like watched him?
yeah. I think I watched
His
Kid
specials,
Gorgeous.
Kid Gorgeous.
I think that's the only one I did.
You need to
But
watch New in Town.
I've watched so many movies on Netflix, and they're generally teen romance movies. Um,
Oh, you know what? I just
so
realized I have the my equivalent's just comedy stand-up routines
mhm.
to your teen romance
But
movies.
listen, I need to talk about this for a bit.
Okay.
So the freaking one that everyone flipped out over on Netflix. Mostly, at first it was everyone saying it was amazing, and then after that came the part where some people said it was bad. Was to all the boys I've loved before. Listen, I don't know how you could think that movie was good. It was garbage. It wasn't. It was barely fun. Is how bad it was. And bad movies are fun a lot of the time.
I
It was
want to
just
say that
awkward. It
Sarah
was.
liked that movie.
I think she did.
I
It was
don't know
bad
that for
writing.
sure.
It was the acting wasn't terrible. It was just fine, but it was terrible writing. It wasn't a good movie. It was just bad. It seemed like it was from the early 2000s in like a bad way. Like it was awkward
Wait,
and it wasn't
have you
good.
watched The Room?
Yes.
How do you feel about The Room?
I think it's fun to watch, but I don't like regularly
I
watch
don't
it.
think I've watched it once, and I don't know if I could ever watch it again. Cause like it's one of those things where I'm not sure. Like, cause bad goes to like it's bad where it's just not enjoyable, then down to it's so bad it's funny. But
Yeah.
then I feel like this almost creates another genre underneath that where it's like it's so bad that it's funny
Well,
that it's
I would never want
so
to
much
watch it.
worse than bad. I don't know. I can't decide if I
Yeah, I
wasted
would never
hours of
want
my
to
life.
watch it with like alone. I always watch it with other
Oh
people
yeah, but
because that's
I
fun.
was watching it with other people and I still don't I still feel like my life was wasted, but I don't know I
Oh,
don't
that's so
know if
funny.
it's the worst it's like the worst movie ever and I
And
don't
Tommy
know if that's
Wiseau is
funny or
such a
not.
good guy.
Is he?
Yeah, what do you think's wrong with him?
I've heard awful things about him
Like
from
what?
people who have interacted with him. He's impossible. He's not a good dude. He's not a good dude. He's funny. He's a very funny person. He's not a good dude.
He's not terrible.
He's like the hardest man to work with on the world, is what
Yeah, he
I've
was
heard that.
bad like on set, but he wasn't like he was like a jerk, but it wasn't like anything like scandal worthy, but it was
No,
like
I don't
he
think
was
he's
just
done
like a real
anything that's
jerk.
scandal worthy other than that.
He's better. He's like a better person now, also because he's not like in charge of many things now.
Yeah.
um, but I've watched The Kissing Booth. Um, there's so many ones I've watched and I don't remember what they're called. I watched one with Toby Maguire. It wasn't a teen one. That one. That one was weird, man. Uh,
Are you
I'm
there?
trying to
Oh
find what it
yeah,
was
yeah. You're thinking.
called.
But
Come on.
I don't know. The Room is like I understand that like it's a cult classic, but still at the same time, it's borderline to the point where I don't know if
Okay.
I hate it. I might.
So I've seen. Oh, The Spectacular Now is such a good movie. That has Miles Teller in it, and I forget the female actress's name, Shailene Woodley. It's so good. That's such a good movie.
Okay, if you're
Uh,
gonna recommend movies, then I'm gonna recommend comedy
no,
specials too.
I'm gonna list through like all the ones I've seen. I'm listing. Spectacular Now. That one's really good. That is Miles. Do you know who Miles Teller is?
It sounds familiar, but I
He's the
can't think
guy
of
who
who it
played
is.
Mr. Fantastic in the new
Okay,
Fantastic
yeah.
Four.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Um,
know who he is.
he was in Whiplash. I don't know if you saw that. The Kissing Booth. That one was pretty good. It was really fun. To all the boys I've loved before, that one sucked. I just recently watched The Edge of 17. I don't think that one was a good movie, but it was still fun. Like it didn't take away from it. Like it was just fine, but it was fun to watch.
Have you watched Dave
Um,
Chappelle?
I've seen tons of clips of him.
You need to watch his actual stand-up routines. Like, there's a reason he's considered one of, if not the greatest
I've also
comedian of all
seen
time.
like a ton of clips from his stand-up routines. I just haven't watched like all the stand-up routines.
My
Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist is still on Netflix. That was like the first one I watched. You should watch it. It's like a good movie, and it's really fun. What's the romance movie with Toby Maguire in it? Sleeping with Other People is so good. You need to watch that one too. That one,
you should watch Hannibal Buress's comedy Camisado. That's Hannibal
uh,
Buress, one of Hannibal Buress's stand-up
Silver Linings
specials.
Playbook. That one's a big movie though. Like lots of people watch that, but that was a really good one. Um,
I wish Eric Andre was on Netflix. Nothing of Eric
so do
Andre's is
I.
on Netflix, and it makes me sad. Also, Eric Andre is half the reason I'm going to see The Lion King.
Oh
because
yeah.
he's one of the hyenas. And as much as I hate what they're doing with the Lion King and the fact, but also Donald Glover being Simba is the other half. There's a plenty of other people in the cast, and I'm also like very much like I'm interested to see their performance. But Eric Andre and Donald Glover are the two people that I'm like, okay, I'm going to get a ticket and see that movie, even though I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to.
Uh, I'm trying to find the freaking. Oh, it's called The Details, but it's the weirdest romance movie I've ever seen. The one with Tobey Maguire in it. I'm gonna give you the plot because I don't think anyone's gonna watch it, and if it is, and if you are, like, I guess you can skip forward a couple minutes, but it's the weirdest ever. Like, it's so weird. Uh, so Tobey Maguire is married to this woman, and it starts off with explaining how they haven't had sex in months and that he's upset about that. And so he ends up. There's lots of things that make it weirder. So if you still want to watch it, definitely still watch it. It's so weird. He ends up cheating on his wife with his neighbor, and then he also cheats on her with his coworker, and then his coworker's husband finds out about it because she's also married, and he tells him that he's either gonna tell his wife, like he says that Toby Maguire has to tell his wife or give him, like, I forget how much it was, like $75,000. It was something insane. But also Toby Maguire is a doctor in the movie, so he has a lot of money. But
Uh,
he still struggled to get that much money, but he gave it to him on a bridge. The guy met him, and the guy was really angry at him. He was like, "You freaking suck, dude. You should have just told your wife. You're a piece of poop." Like, he basically, and then he
mhm.
threw the money off the bridge because he was like, "I didn't want the money. I wanted you to tell your wife." Um,
Wow. I was just gonna say, why didn't he just tell his wife?
I because he wanted to leave the decision up to him, but so Tobey Maguire is doing all these. He's doing like really bad things. He's messing up a lot of people's lives. Like, he does a couple other things that suck. But like, he keeps cheating on his wife though. Um well, I guess it only happens a couple times. But he's helping this one guy who, I don't know if he's a janitor at the hospital, but he plays basketball with him, and he's getting old, and like he's probably gonna die unless he gets, I think, a kidney. I think he needs.
Huh.
But also Tobey Maguire and his wife have a kid. He's like a couple years old. That's another part of it that's just weird and bad. Um, but so Tobey Maguire, mainly because he wants to feel better about himself, but he donates his kidney to the guy because he feels so bad about everything else. The neighbor that he cheated on his wife with, he didn't really want to, but it was also to like make her happy about other things that were going on that she was getting upset about. They were building Toby Maguire was building an addition onto his house that was not up to building codes. So he was trying to keep it quiet, and she knew that. But he does it with her to make her stop, basically. And she's old. Like, she's not old, but she's like, she's up there. Like, she's not like an old lady, but she's like an older person, you know? And Tobey Maguire's not. But she gets pregnant.
Uh
It's so
oh.
it's so weird. She gets pregnant after one time. And then
What do you like about this again?
no, I didn't say this one was a good movie. This one's just freaking weird.
Okay. I was gonna say
I mean,
this doesn't make me want to watch it at all. You're not
it
making it
was
sound
like
appealing.
kind of enjoyable to watch, but only for like the continuous shock value of it getting crazier and crazier. Like, something crazy would happen, and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, this movie is so weird!" And crazier things would happen. It just gets weirder throughout the whole movie. And so he donates a kidney to this guy, and this guy like loves him because obviously like he saved his life because this guy was getting older and he was gonna die, and he was like way down on a kidney transplant list because like he's not young, like they're not gonna. It's not urgent for him because like they want young people who are gonna die to get it. So Tony McGuire donates his kidney to this guy, and this guy loves him. He thinks he's like a saint, and so like he praises him, and they go through all this stuff, and then Toby Maguire decides to tell the guy about what's going on. And then after explaining it, he's like, I keep having this dream, Toby Maguire, where his neighbor who's pregnant is walking in the woods, like walking her dog, and he just shoots her in the head with a bow and arrow. And she's like dead, and then he said he wakes up and like he feels like satisfied and relaxed every time, and then he's like, oh crap, it wasn't real. But like he like legitimately like wants her to die because she refuses to get an abortion. Like she's a crazy lady. She's like a crazy cat lady, but like crazy. um and so the guy's like, man, this really sucks, but he still doesn't hate Tobey Maguire because like it's really hard to hate someone who saved your life. And also like Tobey Maguire did a lot of stuff to mess up in this movie, but like like the lady is insane, his neighbor. And so a little time goes by, like a few days, and his neighbor gets shot in the wood with a bow and arrow. And it's the guy that he
That
gave
he,
the kidney transplant to. And he's like a really good guy. Like he's a stand-up guy, he's amazing, but like he loves Tobey Maguire so much that he felt he needed to do this for him. And like Tobey Maguire did not want him to do this. That is not what he thought was going to happen. But he found out that it happened, and he was like, "Oh my god, oh my god." And he's panicked, and everyone's like going crazy. And then no, like he doesn't get caught though. Like no one knows who did it besides like him. But then he finally decides to tell his wife everything that's happened, because like he's been acting weird a lot of the time, obviously, because like you can't act normal and all this stuff is happening. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I've been cheating on you for like many months now too. Like pretty much for like the whole time that she hasn't wanted to do it with him, it's because she's been cheating on him." And he was like, "Oh." And he was like, "I understand you probably like hate me and don't want to have anything to do with me because like this crazy stuff happened, and like this is insane, and I'm insane, and this is terrible." And she's like, "I think we should just go on and move on," because they decided like Tobey Maguire can't tell the cops that it was the guy, even if he wanted to like come clean about it, because they might just think it was him. Like I don't like they probably wouldn't find any proof that it was the other guy because he did a really good job of covering it up. And Tobey Maguire is the one who had the motivation to kill her because she was pregnant with
yeah.
his kid. So they just don't say anything about it, and he lives with her, and they raise their kid, and they live happily ever after. And there's a weird metaphor throughout the whole movie that has to do with raccoons digging up their yard, and he hallucinates seeing raccoons. It's literally, it may be the weirdest movie I've ever seen. That was a big summary. But man, it's so crazy. It's so insane.
I've never thought a movie seemed less appealing than that.
It was fun to watch, but not like fun in the other way. Like it was just like
You just needed to finish
it
it.
was insane. It was like, oh my god. And it was like, oh my god. Like things would happen and you'd be like, I can't believe this is happening. And then you'd be like, oh my god. It was literally the craziest movie ever.
Wow.
It was
Anyways,
insane.
uh, you should watch comedy specials instead of that, because
No, I love watching romance
I'm just
movies.
talking to people in general, not you.
Romance movies on Netflix are so much fun. It started like a year or two ago. Like I would stay up late summer nights and I would just watch Netflix, like romance movies on Netflix. I
Comedy
think
specials
also
are, and they're less investment because they're an
I see
hour.
that's also I would watch romance movies because I would be like, I'm not invested in this. If I fall asleep while watching this, or for some reason I have to stop and start doing something else, I won't feel as bad because like it's just a romance movie. Like I don't care if I don't finish it or if I have to like pause before finishing it. But now I just love them. Like they're so fun to watch.
It's so funny.
They're so good to watch though.
You know what I love?
What?
Transformers.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Did you know that there's a Netflix Transformers series going to be coming out? I think it's
Nah.
coming out next year. Yeah. It's based on the
Uh,
new toy
uh,
line, War for
did,
Cybertron.
did,
It's on
uh,
Cybertron, no humans.
did you know that I own Netflix?
Oh, you're in a lot of debt then.
Well, yeah, but I'm also like me personally. I have a lot of money. My company's in a lot of debt, but I have a lot of money.
Oh, can I have it?
No.
But why?
For secret reasons that don't have to do with me lying about this.
Oh, okay, I see. I understand.
Yeah. So I mean, if it wasn't for that, then yeah. But like, this just getting in the way. So there's nothing I can really do.
Oh, that's a bummer. Um, do you? Do you want to decide what our challenge is for next week?
You already said what, I mean, you didn't say on the podcast, but like we know what our challenge is going to be for
Are
next
we doing
week.
that one for sure? I wasn't.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
All right, let's randomly switch it right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, I don't know because I'm going to be a region band and like I don't know how much control I'll have over my food there.
They give vegetarian options.
Yeah, but like I think we should wait. But I don't know what challenge to do then because I'm not going to do chopstick week at freaking region
I don't
band.
have chopsticks yet. I mean,
Oh,
it
and
wouldn't be hard to get them, but
um I wouldn't want to do this week anyway.
I don't
Uh,
want to do the freaking alphabet.
why?
I don't like that one.
I don't either, but I don't really want to do a big one when I'm going to be at a hotel for a few days.
Are you in a hotel for a few? Oh yeah, I forgot that was a
Region
hotel one.
band, yeah.
Yeah. How many people are in Region Band with you?
Like 4 or 5,
Huh. Nice.
which is a decent amount.
All
Like
right,
it's more than
fine.
usual.
We'll do the alphabet challenge where we take a picture of everything that starts with the letter of the alphabet. Now we have to. Let's say it has to be a selfie, just to verify it's not like we're with it. You know what I
Uh,
mean?
I don't know, man. I maybe we could do the vegetarian challenge, and because I mean they normally have pasta and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Suck it up. It's
Fine.
not vegan. It's not
Yeah.
vegan.
Oh
It's
no, vegan
vegetarian.
would literally be impossible.
I don't even want to
I'll
do that as a
I'll
challenge.
do vegetarian. I'll do my best at least. If I can't do it there, I'll just tell you, and I'll do my best still.
Okay.
But I think I'd be able to. Okay, I'll do that. But
Whoa.
don't worry, I'm gonna be sad about it.
Yay. That's the point of these challenges, is to make Jesse sad.
I am the Brotatoes.
No, you're half. But anyways, you
I
should.
think you meant yes. You're the Brotatoes.
Actually, that's
Do you think you said it wrong? I mean, it's definitely what you meant to say,
no,
but it
no.
came out
That's
wrong because that's
actually
not what you
not
said.
it. I made a video, or we had to make videos for French class this week. And I
Yeah.
made one, and it had to be about smoking, and then talking about like the fact that there's like someone has to offer a cigarette, and then you have to talk about the fact that there's like smoking law about to be put in onto campus. That's not actually what's happening here. It's just like a prompt. And it had to be like 4 to 6 minutes long. Ooh, that was loud. Uh, and we had to, like we're allowed to edit it together. So I'm not. I don't actually know how to edit. So my partner's the one editing it. But so we were allowed to record clips. That's what we did. And we were like, oh, I'm not sure if this will be long enough. So I, of course, I made us add in comedy bits, which I thought was actually hilarious, but like us talking in French. So I actually, because we were like talking about this, and I'm like, where does the conversation go from here that like we could extend it? Because we were like only at 2 minutes. And then I'm like, you know what? How about I convince you to quit smoking because it's going to kill your puppy? And, and so I convinced her like you're, and we like gave this ridiculous name, and then I'm like convincing her like, yeah, it's not like, oh no, you're hurting your loved ones around you, like all that, like or your severe health risks. It's just like, no, like your puppy has to deal with it. And she's like, oh my god, no. And then I was like, oh, we're only like 10 seconds short. So I came up with a bit at the end where we both literally leave. We were sitting in chairs, like rolly chairs, so we rolled off screen whenever we said goodbye. And then I was like, you know what? Let's just add a thing of me like coming back and be like, hey, by the way, you forgot your cigarette, and giving it to her, defeating the whole purpose of the whole thing. So I did that.
Smoking is literally the dumbest thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's worse than vaping and juuling, although those are also just dumb and stupid. There's so many better drugs to do than freaking like nicotine. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's just
It's so dumb. Like if you're gonna mess up your life or like possibly die because of like lung cancer, because of like if you're gonna die because of a drug you're doing, why would it be nicotine, dude? Like if you don't care about your life, like do freaking cocaine. Like do you
yeah,
know how much more fun that would be than smoking a cigarette? Like geez, shoot up some heroin. Like come on.
or insulin. That's my preferred drug. Just kidding.
Ah,
If you're diabetic, do not inject yourself with insulin. That won't go well.
Well, I mean, only do it when you need to, but do it when you
I
need
said
to.
if you're not a diabetic.
Oh, you did say that. I didn't register. I thought you were just like for some reason in my mind I was like, oh, he said if you're diabetic, which
No,
wouldn't make
no. If you're
sense.
not a diabetic, I mean, if you are a diabetic, yes, use insulin, use the correct amount. But if you're not a diabetic, don't use insulin. That I can guarantee you that will not go well. But
Uh,
I think that's about it for this week. So we're gonna be vegetarians for a week, so that should be interesting. I don't know how much I'm looking forward to that, but it's a
I
thing.
think it'll be fine. Wait, we can have eggs, right?
I'm making the executive decision, yes, but no seafood, because some
That
people don't count that, which I don't understand, because that is the meat of an animal. But
uh, semi-vegetarian and pescatarian diets allow for the consumption of eggs,
what's
as well
pescatarian?
as some
What's
animal or fish
pescatarian?
meats. So pescatarians eat fish, I think too.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so like I don't, I understand if you don't count eggs, but like,
I mean, people
if you
it
count eggs,
literally
but
like
I
some
don't.
people say eggs are vegetarian though, just because like it's not actively killing
Yeah,
an animal. It's
it was
just
something that
like
was
it's
never
like a
live.
different type of thing that's
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, we can eat eggs. I won't eat fish or seafood. That wouldn't be the only thing I would eat would be tuna, but I don't. I didn't eat any last week anyway. It's not like a regular thing that I eat. Okay.
But yeah, I think that's about it. So go listen to Jesse's SoundCloud because he has a new song.
I do. It's a weird one, but it's a good one.
It is weird. I don't know how
You
I
can
feel
hear
about it.
you can hear my voice in it.
Did you quote one of your other songs in it? Not like quote words, you know
Kinda,
what I mean?
yeah.
You totally stole from one of your other songs.
Oh yeah, I know.
I noticed that right off the bat.
It was because it's from a song that I don't like, and I considered like deleting off my
Really?
SoundCloud
What? No,
anyway.
I like that song.
It's a fine song. I don't hate it, but
Which one
it's
was
like one of
that?
my least
Which
favorite
one is
ones.
it?
Autoskediastic.
What's the picture for it?
It's like a psychedelic image that's like
That's definitely not
weird and
my
spirally.
favorite, but I definitely like it.
It's okay. Yeah, I stole from one of my earlier songs. Also, if you go, I don't know if you'll even be able to hear it, but I quote a different song and like my purposefully crappy singing behind like the things that I say. Um, the first one, I think it is like at the very beginning of the song, I quote a song that you know. It's a very good song.
I don't remember what it is, so I'll have to.
It's not words. It's just like the like a instrumental part of the
I don't
song.
remember hearing it, so I'm gonna have to go back
Yeah.
and listen to find out.
If you hear it, you'll know, but you might not be able to hear it because there's a lot of other stuff going on.
Yeah, I'll
But it's a
I'll
pretty
keep.
good song. I like what I did with it. It's my longest one. It's a little over 6 minutes. It's like 6 minutes 17 seconds, I think. You can hear my voice in it. That's go to SoundCloud and just look up Nightwolf Music, and it'll be there. I have some good songs. I'm probably gonna try and get on iTunes soon. I think I'm gonna make the EP the 4 songs I did before that one,
Uh, Not just
because I
all of
think
them.
no, because I think those 4 are my best. Well, maybe I might include Composure with them too.
Uh
I
huh.
don't know. Maybe I'll just do the 6 and include Autoskediastic.
Yeah,
But
I think you
I
should just
think
do the
my
six.
honestly, I think my best song is the one I did right before my newest one. Intro Monologue is my newest one. I forget what it's called. Um, poop. My favorite one that I did though is the one right before that. I think that's my like because I went back and listened to all the songs on
Is
my
it
SoundCloud.
Pergamum?
Yes,
Pergamum.
Pergamum. I think that's my best song. But like the songs I did before that, like the 3 songs were all like really high quality. Like I'm not
I also like Collog,
mm-hmm,
Collog, Collog.
vlog. Yeah, they're good songs. Yeah, my songs are generally titled either just like weird things, like Pergamum is a city that was in ancient Greece, and I think it's still a city today. I don't know. But most of my songs are just well, there's also Composure and an intro monologue, but like the other songs are just like obscure words. They're real words, but they're obscure and like generally like old English or stupid stuff. So yeah. Follow at Brotato at wait, say it. What is it? At the Brotato Brothers.
No, just at Brotato Brothers on
Okay,
Twitter and Instagram.
at Brotato Brothers.
Yeah.
Follow Eric at Eric Crowbar. It's just Eric and then Crowbar. Yes, there's two C's on Twitter. Follow me at Nightwolf689 on Twitter.
And
Um,
if for some reason you haven't, go back and listen to our second episode where we talk about social media.
mhm.
And I think that's
Anything
basically it.
else?
I think it's basically it. So,
Oh, I came up with this really funny bit where at the end of the podcast I just hang up.
are you just okay? He's gone. So, goodbye, fellow listeners. Although you're not really fellow listeners, you're just listeners because you're listening. I'm not you're not fellow to me because I'm not listening. I'm saying. I guess I'm also listening to myself as I speak. Let me know if you think I am a fellow listener along with you since I'm listening to it as it happens, even though I'm the one saying it. Because, it's important to listen to what you say. And on that note, I hope you have a great rest of your 24-hour thing we call a day. Goodbye.